the whole Lakewood story is kind of done, you know? That's kind of my thing about it.
Yeah. See, that's the thing, though, is that so many people, like myself included, I would love to see, because there was so much left open in season 2 that deserves some explanation. But I think at this point, you're better off just moving on. You know, and I mean, so, and the word is that, you know, Paramount Plus is supposed to do their show, and it's supposed to be connected to this Scream universe. However they go about it, maybe they do go the Prescott route, which would be entertaining, which would be fun. But I don't know. I'm all for it. I've always said, I believe I even said it here on the Collective, that, you know, I would love to see a series that is like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, if you ever saw Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., where it's like, it's its own thing, but it ties in directly to the movies, and it fills in plot holes, and it fills in things that maybe needed to be explained further in the movies. It did that in the show. I would love if we got that for Scream, where, you know, you have Scream 5, and then you have the show before Scream 6, and that sort of gives us the aftermath and sort of explains things, and it's its own story, but it's tied into the same universe. If we could get more Roger L. Jackson, come on, let's do it. You know, like,
please,
that'd be great.
Please.
Especially after Scream 5, that was his best performance in my opinion.
Oh man, he was so good in
He
Scream 5, man.
He was fantastic.
Judy.
Yes.
Judy. Oh man, so good.
And really to go off of this comment that Nikki just said here, I think, like, there's a part of me that I would love to see the opening kill of a Scream film to be the Maureen Prescott death, and then, like, have it tie into the new movie. That would be cool. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm totally down for that. But a whole show centered around it. Like, you could do a lot with that. You could change some stuff. Yeah. You could not change some stuff, but you could fill in some blanks where there are blanks in the show. You could talk about, well, Stu's fates, because that kind of directly ties into the first movie. You could, like, do some stuff with that and maybe set up something for the movies. Tyler, I don't know how you would feel about that if they kind of had that in the background, but theoretically for a Scream 7 to say, like, oh, Stu's alive, and this show is going to also explain that, as well as show you what happened to Maureen Prescott. Like, actually being serious about it, not a joke. What do you think about that?
If the show could fill in gaps leading into the film, and it does it in a correct manner, then yeah, I'd be all for it. Like I said, my biggest problem is my biggest problem with Stu returning has always been, at this point, it just, I hate all of you.
Give me all your Stu's. Come on. Give me your best hashtags right now. Blow it up in the chat. Stu hashtags. Let's go.
I personally, my biggest problem is that at this point, it doesn't make any sense to just bring him in. Like, there's been no explanation. There's been no setup. There's been nothing. And unless you're going to completely dedicate a film centered around Stu, which, again, makes no sense, you can't bring him back at this point. You had no setup. Yeah, but of course you can, but that doesn't mean you should, because there's no real explanation. There's no real buildup, and you're going to spend half the movie trying to piece that together. It's just silly.
Well, hold on. Can I ask you a question though, Fate, real quick on that?
Yeah.
We're assuming, right? If all goes well, this is a trilogy, right? So if this is truly a trilogy, and there's a long game in play. Thank you, Angela. That's what I'm talking about. And
now Craven is okay with
it. Listen, hey, I can be persuaded, okay? But here's the thing. With the trilogy in play, right?
Yes.
You lay down the initial nuggets in 5 by never saying he's dead. You throw up the little thing on the thing, and you bring up his name like 5 times. You're in his house. You lay down very subtle things here. Just little things. Then in 6, you turn up the volume a little bit. And then in 7, you do the reveal. So you could simply do that, easily do that. They could do it in 6 too. They could come out, but it could be easily done in 7.
They did it, but they didn't. Like, that was a great opportunity because, like all the things you said, it was a great opportunity in Scream 5 to really piece together and present a storyline that could tie Stu into it. You had his house. You had, the characters tying into the past. You had everything. This was a perfect movie, not to bring him back, but to position yourself in order to bring him back. And they didn't.
No, they did.
Do that.
No, I disagree. No, I disagree.
You had to mention Stu because it played a part in the actual film. Stu has been mentioned several times throughout the movies, but it wasn't mentioned in a way that made him alive or dead. was just mention him in passing, and then even the Easter egg was there. Like we talked about this before, so I don't need to dive into this like crazy. But the whole point, the whole thing with that little Easter egg, that was a beautiful opportunity to present the idea of Stu being alive. They didn't do that. They made fun of the fandom that wants him back, and on top of that, there would be no question whether he lived or died. It would be black and white. He survived or he died. It wouldn't be like, did the Stu Macher? It was a conspiracy theory idea. They didn't lay the groundwork. They should have laid the groundwork in 5 and brought him back. But getting back to Jake's thing, because I don't want to spin an hour.
Well, hold on. You don't just get to pick it. Wait a second. You just can't get the last word because you want to
shut the door.
Hold on.
You can tell. I want to finish up the whole thing because I wanted to, because Jake asked a good question that I still haven't answered.
You brought up Stu, man. I'm just saying.
Stu?
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
Sure, you did. Knight, put up the picture. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Come on.
Jake brought up Stu.
There it is. That's right. There you go. And I have to say this, bro.
I didn't bring up Stu. Jake brought up Stu. And
okay. All right.
I like how Jake's in the back kind of like.
Maybe it was Jake. All right. I won't die on that hill.
And then you chimed in because you couldn't let it go. You had to chime in.
It's not gonna. No. I'm not gonna let go of the truth. All right, that's dumb. I'm never letting go of the truth. So the truth is, no. The truth is, the groundwork was absolutely laid down in 5.
Okay.
They couldn't do more than that. If they did more than that, there would be no. They couldn't get to Sam. They couldn't get to Dewey. Come on, man.
Let's make a bet. Let's make a bet between 5, 6, and 7. Let's make a friendly wager. Okay.
Sure.
If Stu doesn't return, right? Yeah. Then what do you? Then I get something. If Stu doesn't return, then you get something.
How about we think about it over the week? Or how about we think about it? And we come up with something fun, and we'll do it for the chat. We'll do it for the channel. We'll do it for everybody. We'll get everybody involved.
How about this? Because it'd be funny and it'd be just a good time. If Stu returns in 6 or 7, I'll change my channel.
Stop it, Jake.
I'll change my channel name for like 2 weeks to Craven Something Scary Fan Channel. And you do the same thing. You do the same thing.
I don't know.
You do the same thing for 2 weeks. Fake the same.
I don't know, bro. That's a pretty big deal to change your channel name, Ren. I don't know.
That's
for a month.
And you can only do that like once every.
Yeah.
Like it's something you can't change.
No, you can do it. You can do it once every 30 days. That's what I'm saying. You change it for a month.
We'll think about it. We'll think about it. We'll come up with something. I'm game here. Here's the thing.
Hang on. You know why he's worried about it? Because he knows I'm right. Because I said,
well, no, not at all.
I'll change my channel name for a month.
You know what?
I will bet whatever you want. Like I will. Like
look,
because
I learned a long time ago.
Alicia says I've been waiting for this.
Woo! Okay, look. This could easily turn into a 2-hour discussion. Because listen, guys, I know that Fate is loud and boisterous, and I love that about him. He's fiery, but there are arguments against everything he said. There are very sound arguments. There are sound ways you can respond to this that I could do right now. But if I start doing this now, I know what's going to happen, and we'll be on here for another 2 hours just doing this. So we should save it.
And Jake's got to go soon.
Jake has to go soon. So go ahead.
Let me answer Jake's question real quick. So here's my thing. When it comes to Stu, like I said, my biggest problem is at this point, there's been no establishment for Stu's returning. You could argue maybe they laid some Easter eggs, whatever, but that's laying Easter eggs is not establishing the character returning. There's two different, again, conspiracy channel.
It's laying the groundwork.
If a series did that, though, I guess is my point. Would you be okay with
exactly. That's what I'm trying to get into, but I keep getting rudely interrupted.
What? I'm not. I'm friendlyly. I'm just interjecting. That's all. I friendlyly interjection. Okay.
No, like if we had a show that could lay the groundwork and really piece it together and give us the backstory, maybe have like a complete series, like season 1 is dedicated to building Stu's story that leads into a Scream 6 or Scream 7, absolutely. Because at that point you would be able to establish what you need to establish to that. The problem I have with Stu returning in these films is there has been none of that groundwork up until this point. They do that in Scream 6, that's yet to be seen. But up until this very moment, there has not been any groundwork laid. If they did a series that did that, then yes, that'd be cool. And you could even do that for several things. Like you could even make each season be a different groundwork lay. Like you have
groundwork has been laid. Oh well,
you
go
have
ahead.
this is opinion based. Okay, so that's your opinion, but
It is, and that's your opinion. That's all I'm saying.
But so there is whether the groundwork has been laid or not, it's irrelevant. The point is that there is no valid reason to bring him back at this point. But a TV show that could lay the groundwork, a series to do that, now you have that. You could even do the same thing with you could have season 1 be like the Stu thing. Season 2 could be like the prequel. Oh, Kirby, that's a great one. You could have season 2 sort of incorporate Kirby and do that and build that up. You can have season 3 be like the Marine backstory, have a prequel leading up to the Knights, and that ties in. Like with a series that's set in the universe of Scream, I think there's tons of potential for different things that they could do and incorporate that could really tie into the films and have some theories that people have or some ideas or thoughts or wants. You could actually give them the fan service that route. I think could make a lot of sense. But yeah. Even Fate's Wi-Fi. I think the potential's there if they do it. Like I said, it's not that I hate Stu or that I don't like the character or that I wouldn't want to see him back if they brought him back properly. But it's just at this point, there's no real reason other than fan service.